Okay, so on this problem where you're doing a percent increase over several years, what we did was use that same idea of the final is the starting times 1 plus the percent change, but then we did that for several years. So in this case, the starting amount was 2.3 million. 1 plus the percent change is going to be 1.072. Remember, I had to move the decimal place 2 spaces, so I get a 0 out here. And then since I multiply it by 1.072 to do the first year's percent increase. To do the next year's percent increase, I just multiply by 1.072 again, and for the next year, multiply by 1.072 again. So what we'll end up doing from 2004 to 2009, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's 5 years. And so we'll end up multiplying by 1.072 5 times, and this is going to be a lot easier to just put a fifth power there and do that multiplication. So when you type this into your calculator, 2.3 times 1.072 to the fifth power, your calculator knows to do order of operations correctly, and so if you just type it in there and press enter or equals, it'll calculate it for you. So you get 3.256. It says round to the nearest tenth of a million, so we'll call that 3.3 million. Okay, so I've gotten the answer, plus I showed my work. Okay. For this one, this is a ratio problem. We've got 8 cars to 3 trucks, okay, and it's going to be the same ratio regardless of how many cars and trucks you've got. So if you've got 42 trucks, we'll put 42 down here in a proportion, and X cars. Okay. There's other ways to answer questions like this. You could use a ratio table or anything like that, but I find this quick. When you multiply 8 times 42, so I'm going to cross multiply and divide 8 times 42, and then divide by 3, you get 112. So X equals 112. So again, I don't care how you do this one, if you want to use ratio tables or graphs or all sorts of things, but make sure you show how you did it. Okay. And then lastly, when you have a question with the scale on a map, the simplest way to approach this again is to use a ratio. So if I have 2 inches represents 45 miles, okay, then the ratio of 7.5 inches to how many miles should still be the same, in the same proportion. So I'm going to put 7.5 inches here because I had inches on top, and then they're asking me for how many miles, so I'll have X miles here. And then when I solve that proportion by cross multiplying and dividing, 45 times 7.5, and then divide by 2, I get 168.75 miles. Okay, so that's how to do it. Again, I've showed not only my answer, but how I got it. Okay, thank you.